Hi, and welcome to English Coffee House.
We're really happy you're here with us.
Get comfortable.
And let's start with today's conversation.
I was thinking earlier, food is one of those things that's always there, even on days when you don't feel like doing much else. You still end up circling back to it.
Yeah, it's almost like a quiet structure. You might ignore a lot of things, but you can't really ignore eating forever.
Exactly. And it's interesting how it can feel completely practical, just fuel, and then in a different moment, it's emotional, like comfort or connection or even stress.
I notice that shift a lot. Some days I treat food like a task, eat something quick, get back to work, and other days I'm suddenly very aware of it, like I want it to mean something.
Mean something is such a good way to put it. Like you want a meal to have a little story in it, even if the story is just, I took care of myself today.
Or I stopped long enough to feel like a person. That's a big one for me. When I'm busy, I can kind of live in my head, and then eating is the moment I come back to my body.
Same. I'm not always great at staying present during the day, but food makes it easier somehow. The smell, the texture, it pulls you into the moment.
Do you have a normal pattern? Like, are you the kind of person who eats at the same times or...
I want to say yes, but I'm not that consistent. I'm more consistent with breakfast, though. Breakfast feels like an anchor. Even if it's simple, toast, yogurt, something like that, it's like, okay, the day has started.
Breakfast is interesting. I used to skip it when I was younger. I thought I didn't need it. And now, if I skip it, my whole mood feels slightly off.
Yeah, it's not even just hunger. It's like your brain is waiting for a signal that everything is fine.
Exactly. And there's something about warm food in the morning. It makes the day feel calmer. Even a bowl of oatmeal, nothing fancy.
Warm food is underrated. There's something deeply reassuring about it, like soup on a rainy day. So simple that it changes the atmosphere.
Soup feels like someone's taking care of you. Even if you made it yourself, it still has that feeling.
Totally. And I think that's why people have such strong feelings about certain meals. It's not just taste, it's memory.
Do you have a food that immediately takes you back to a specific time?
I do. It's funny, for me, it's grilled cheese. It's not sophisticated, but it's very specific. I remember coming home from school and the kitchen smelling like butter and toast. It just feels safe.
That's a perfect example. For me, it's probably rice with a simple stew. My family didn't do a lot of elaborate things, but they were these reliable meals. They weren't exciting, but they were steady.
Steady is such a nice word for it. Like the meal is doing something more than feeding you. It's telling you life is still happening in a normal way.
Yes, and when life gets chaotic, you miss that. You start craving something familiar, not something new.
I've noticed that when I'm stressed, I stop wanting variety. I want the same few things on rotation. Like my brain is saying, please don't make me decide.
Decisions are exhausting, especially food decisions, because they repeat every day, sometimes multiple times a day.
That's true. It's such a constant question. What are we eating? What do we have? Do we need to shop? It's like a background soundtrack.
And it's strange because it's both a basic need and also a culture thing, social thing. People bond over meals, argue over meals, celebrate with meals.
Right. Food carries so much meaning. Like, think about birthdays. Nobody says, let's celebrate with a glass of water. It's cake. It's something sweet, something shared.
And even in everyday life, meeting someone for coffee is basically meeting someone for a pause. The drink is almost an excuse.
Totally. It's a socially acceptable way to spend time with someone without needing a big reason.
Do you like cooking?
I like it in a very specific mood. When I have time, when I'm not rushed, I actually enjoy it. I like chopping things. I like the small steps. But if I'm tired, cooking feels like another responsibility.
That makes sense. I think I'm similar. I can enjoy the process, but only when I'm not trying to squeeze it into the day.
Yeah, I'm not someone who wants a project meal on a Tuesday night.
Exactly. Tuesday night food is survival, but weekend food can be more like care, or maybe even play.
I love that idea. Food as play. Trying something new, making a mess, tasting things as you go. It can be really grounding.
It can be, and it's also a way of expressing yourself without words, like, this is what I felt like making today.
Yeah, or this is the kind of day I wanted to have. Sometimes I choose food based on the mood I want, not the mood I'm in.
That's interesting. So you're kind of like shaping your day with the meal.
A little bit. Like if I feel scattered, I might make something simple and warm. Not because it fixes anything, but because it changes the feeling in my home.
I do something similar with tea. I know it's not a meal, but it's part of the food world. Making tea feels like giving the day a softer edge.
Tea is absolutely part of it. It's like a ritual. Even the sound of pouring water is calming.
And it becomes a marker in the day. Now it's afternoon, or now I'm done working.
Yes, food does that too. Lunch breaks the day in half. Dinner closes it.
That's true. Dinner feels like a boundary. Even if you're still checking your phone, there's a sense of, okay, the active part is ending.
Unless you eat dinner at your desk, which I have definitely done, and then the boundary disappears.
I've done that too, and it makes the day feel endless, like you never fully arrive anywhere.
Yeah, it's not just about nutrition, it's about how you live, where you eat, with whom, how fast.
The speed thing is big. I can eat so quickly when I'm distracted, and then I barely remember the meal.
Same. And sometimes I'll realize I was hungry, ate something, and still feel kind of unsatisfied because I didn't really experience it.
That's such a real feeling. Like you did the action, but you didn't get the sense of being fed.
Exactly. And then on the other side, there's those meals that you remember, not because they were expensive, but because the moment felt alive.
Like sitting with someone you like, talking slowly, not needing to rush anywhere.
Yes, or even eating alone, but in a peaceful way. Like you're not lonely, you're just with yourself.
That's actually a nice distinction. Eating alone can feel either empty or gentle. It depends on the day.
It really does. Sometimes it's this quiet little moment where you can hear your own thoughts again.
And sometimes it's just a quick plate standing in the kitchen.
Honestly, standing in the kitchen eating is such a specific experience.
It is. It's like I'm here, but I'm not fully here.
Yeah, like you're halfway between one thing and the next.
Maybe that's why food matters so much, because it's one of the few things that can pull you back into the present if you let it.
If you let it, that feels important because food can also become automatic, like you said, just another thing you do.
And yet it keeps returning every day, again and again, like a quiet reminder that life is made of small, repeated moments.
Yeah, and even when everything changes, jobs, relationships, cities, there's still this daily question of what you'll eat, what you'll make, what you'll share.
And maybe that's why people talk about food so much. It's a simple topic, but it holds a lot underneath.
It really does. It's ordinary, but it's never just ordinary.
And I guess just now talking about it, I can feel how many memories are attached to it.
Same. It's such a whole quiet part of life that we don't always notice until we slow down and look at it.
When you slow down and look at it, it's almost surprising how much of your day is organized around food without you really planning it.
Yeah, even if you think you're not thinking about it, you sort of are. Like, did I eat? What's in the fridge? Do I need groceries? It's not always conscious, but it's always humming in the background.
And it changes depending on where you are in life. When I lived alone for the first time, I remember being shocked by how quickly food disappeared. Like I bought a few things and somehow they were gone.
That's such a real moment, the adult surprise. You're like, wait, I need to do this again so soon?
Exactly. And then he started noticing all these small skills, like knowing what to keep in the house, what helps when you're tired, what saves you from ordering something random at midnight.
Do you have those safe foods, like the things you keep around because they make life easier?
I do. Eggs are one. Not even because I love them so much, but because they're dependable. You can make something decent in 10 minutes.
Eggs are such a quiet hero. Also, pasta. Pasta always feels like a plan.
Pasta is a plan, yes, even if the plan is pasta with olive oil and garlic, and that's it.
That counts. And it's funny because those simple meals can feel kind of intimate, like you're taking care of yourself in a way that's not dramatic.
Right. It's not a big self-care moment with candles. It's just I fed myself.
And that's actually huge, especially on days when you feel scattered or low energy.
I've had days where I'm proud of myself for making a sandwich instead of skipping dinner. It sounds small, but it's not.
It's not small. And I think that's one of the softer truths about food. It meets you where you are. It can be fancy or it can be basic. And either way, it's part of how you survive the day.
Do you ever have phases where you get obsessed with one food?
Oh, absolutely. I'll find a thing like a specific kind of salad or soup and I'll eat it for 2 weeks straight and then suddenly I'm done with it.
Same. For me, it was Greek yogurt for a while, every day. And then one morning I looked at it and thought, no, not today. Not ever again.
That sudden emotional breakup with a food is so funny. You're like, we had a good run.
We really did. Thank you for your service.
Exactly. And I think it happens because food is tied to routine. When something fits your routine, it becomes your whole personality for a while.
That's true. And routine itself is comforting. People underestimate that. When I'm eating something familiar every day, it's like I'm building a little rail for my mind to hold on to.
A rail. I like that image. Like food can steady you.
Yeah, and then when something disrupts your routine, travel, busy work, emotional stuff, food becomes unpredictable, and that can make you feel a little ungrounded.
Traveling is a perfect example. Even fun travel. Your meal times change, you don't know what's available, you're eating later than usual.
Or earlier, or you're eating because everyone else is eating, even if you're not hungry.
Yes, and then you realize how social food really is. Like it's not only about your body, it's also about being part of the group.
I've had that feeling at family gatherings. You're not necessarily hungry, but you sit down because it's time to sit down, and the meal becomes a kind of shared rhythm.
It's like a shared agreement. We're together now, even if nobody says it.
And there's also the pressure sometimes, like, try this, eat more. You barely touched your plate. Food can be love, but it can also be control.
That's such an honest point. Some people express care through feeding, but if you're not in the mood, it can feel intense.
I grew up with that. Like, if you didn't take more food, it meant you didn't appreciate it. And then you learn as an adult that appreciation can look different.
Yeah, and your body has its own opinions. Sometimes you can't eat more, even if you want to make someone happy.
Exactly. And then you start thinking about boundaries, but in a very gentle, everyday way. Not a dramatic setting boundaries conversation, just how you handle a plate of food.
Food boundaries, that's actually real. Like saying, no thanks, I'm good, and meaning it without feeling guilty.
I'm still learning that in certain situations, especially when someone cooked for you.
Same. There's this feeling of not wanting to disappoint the person. But then if you eat past comfort, you're disappointing yourself a little.
That's a quiet conflict.
It is. And I think food brings up these tiny negotiations all the time between what you want, what you should want, what others expect.
And also what you can afford, what you have time for. Food is emotional, but it's also practical in a very real way.
Yeah, like sometimes the conversation around food gets romantic, cooking, culture, memories. But then there's the daily reality of grocery stores and budgets and energy.
And the question, what's for dinner, which sounds small, but can feel heavy after a long day.
The question that never ends.
Never. And sometimes it's not the cooking that's hard, it's the deciding.
Honestly, if someone came to my house and just calmly chose a reasonable dinner plan for the week, I'd probably cry with gratitude.
I understand that completely. Like, don't even cook, just remove the mental load.
Yes, and then food becomes lighter again. Not a problem to solve, just something you enjoy.
Do you enjoy grocery shopping?
It depends. If I go when it's quiet and I'm not rushed, I kind of like it. There's something soothing about picking things out, imagining meals. But if it's crowded, I feel like I'm in a small battle.
Well, that's a good description. When it's crowded, it's like every aisle is a negotiation. And then you get home and you're already tired.
Exactly. And then you're supposed to cook?
Yeah, no. That's when the pasta plan becomes very attractive.
Pasta plan. Always waiting in the background like a friend.
A loyal friend. No judgment.
No judgment. That's the dream.
Sometimes I think that's what we want from food in daily life. Not perfection, just something steady. Something that doesn't ask too much from you.
Something that fits inside the life you actually have, not the life you imagine.
Yeah, and it's comforting to admit that. Like, you don't have to be a perfect eater, whatever that even means.
Right? You just eat, you live, and sometimes a simple meal is more honest than a complicated one.
More honest. I like that. It feels like food is quietly reflecting who you are that day.
Yeah, like a little mirror, not always flattering, but real.
And still kind.
Kind, yes, when you let it be. When you let it be kind, that's such a gentle way to say it. Because food can feel like one more thing to manage, but it can also feel like a small kindness you don't have to earn.
Yeah, like it doesn't need you to be impressive. It just needs you to show up and eat something.
And there's something reassuring about that simplicity, especially because so much of daily life asks you to perform in some way. Work, social stuff, even messages. Food doesn't really care about your productivity.
It's one of the few parts of the day that can be neutral, not a test.
Unless you make it a test.
Unless you make it a test, yeah. Which is easy to do, honestly. I've done that. Like judging my day based on what I ate.
Same, and it's so interesting how quickly a meal can become symbolic. If I ate well, I feel like I did life correctly. If I didn't, I feel a little messy.
Messy is the right word. It's not even guilt sometimes. It's more like a sense of being out of rhythm.
Yes, like the day didn't have its soft edges. I think that's why I love small rituals. Not big, strict routines, just little things.
Like what?
Like washing fruit when I bring it home. It's such a simple thing, but it makes the kitchen feel cared for. Or putting leftovers into a container nicely instead of just leaving everything in pans.
That's actually meaningful. It's like you're preparing for your future self.
Exactly. It's a quiet gift. And then later, when you're tired, you open the fridge and you see something ready, and it's like, oh, thank you.
I've felt that. There's a certain relief in seeing a real option, not just random ingredients and the pressure to invent something.
Invent something is such a good description of weeknight cooking, like you're expected to be creative on demand.
And some days creativity is there. Other days, you just want something that tastes like stability.
I keep coming back to that word, stability.
It's a good word. Food is one of the easiest ways to create it. Not perfectly, just enough.
And it can be quiet. Like even eating the same breakfast every day can be a kind of stability. Not boring, just steady.
I think I used to be afraid of repetition. Like I needed variety to feel alive. But now repetition feels peaceful.
Yeah, variety can be wonderful, but it takes energy. Repetition is like saying, I'm allowed to keep it simple.
I also notice how food changes with seasons. Even if you don't think about it, your body starts wanting different things.
Yes, in winter, I want warmth all the time. Warm drinks, warm meals, even warm desserts.
Warm desserts sounds so cozy.
Like baked apples or something cinnamony. It feels like the whole house smells better.
That smell is powerful. It's almost like the home is alive. I had a roommate once who baked a lot, and even if we weren't talking, the smell made the apartment feel friendly.
That's so true. Food smells are communication. You can say, I'm here, without speaking.
And sometimes the smell is what brings you into the room, like you suddenly remember you're hungry.
Or you remember you're not alone, even if it's just a neighbor cooking and you catch it in the hallway.
That's such a specific feeling, like life is happening behind other doors.
Yes, and everyone is doing the same basic things. Making dinner, boiling water, cutting onions. There's something comforting in how ordinary it is.
It makes you feel less separate. Like, even if your day was strange, there's this shared human rhythm.
Food is part of that rhythm, and I think that's why it matters so much without us needing to talk about it all the time.
It's quietly central. Not dramatic, not glamorous, but it's there, holding the day together.
Yeah, holding the day together. And maybe that's enough. Just letting it be ordinary and still noticing the small comfort inside it.
Noticing without making it heavy.
Exactly. Just noticing. Like a warm bowl, a clean plate, a simple meal, and a feeling of being here for another day.
Yeah, another day, another meal, and maybe a little calm in the middle of everything.
Thanks for spending this time with us.
We really enjoyed having you here and sharing this conversation.
Keep listening
And we'll see you soon.
here at English Coffee House.